my name's Anissa. I go to HSC High School, and right now I'm a sophomore, and I'm running track. So like,
What have
do
you
I? Sh
experienced thus far with track?
so my main event is the 400, and I've experienced a lot of success with that. I think I won regionals and conference, and then I also ran the 800 at county like once, and then I broke the county record. And then I've ran the 200 a couple times, and I've done pretty good at that.
Awesome.
Okay.
So, Anissa, how long have you been running track? And you know, when when you hear someone say they're running a 400, my ears perk up. So, when did you start running, and then why the 400?
I started running first. I did long distance, so I started running like 5Ks at like probably like around 9, and then I started running track around like 10 or 11.
Mhm. What attracted you to the 400, or was it a coach that said, "Hey, let's try this. You have some speed, endurance." How did the 400 come about as being one of your events?
Well, my sister did track, or she does track too, and she told me like she thought I'd be good at the 400, so she told me to do it, and then I did it, and then I've been pretty good at it since then.
So you have a older sister then.
Yes, I do.
So is she also running at HSC?
Yeah, she's gonna be a senior this year, and she's ran all 4 years.
How did that work out? Where you show up on the scene and you're kind of outshining Big Sis?
Well, I've always been like kind of better than her since middle school. So like, but like she loves me. Like we don't really run the same events. She's more like distance. So like we're kind of competitive there, but like not really. But she always supports me. So
Good deal. Now, do you also run cross country?
yes, I do.
Now I know HSC sent the team out to like I don't know, it was I don't know if it was indoor nationals for Nike or if it was the
Hmm.
Melrose games or which one it was, but they sent the team out there and I'm pretty sure you were on that team, yes?
Yeah, I was.
Oh, how was that experience?
It was actually probably like one of my best running experiences ever. Like those group of girls are like they're just so talented and hardworking, and it was just so fun like winning with them because like we worked like really hard and it was really early into the season, so like it got our confidence really up, and it was just really fun. It was probably like, my best running experience.
Who's been your biggest inspiration in track and field? We just had the Olympics. Everybody was fired up, all our sports lovers, but especially track and
Mhm.
field lovers. So who's your inspiration?
It's not someone famous. It's just my sister because like she's like always telling me like I can do stuff even though like I don't think I can. And she's like always supporting me even when I do bad or like when I'm like really hard on myself. She always gets me to like be happy and like just keep on training and pushing harder.
And with you being like you're this okay, so you're running cross country, but you also run the 400 and the 200. So you're kind of a split. You're like an all around athlete. So you can run anywhere from the 4x1 to the 4x8, right? I
Yeah, but
mean, you
I
haven't.
haven't run a 4x1 yet, so I don't think I'm gonna do that.
Well,
No.
theoretically yes, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, how do you how do you manage that throughout a season? Like, I know you had the early success running indoor, and then we were looking for you outdoor, and we had great expectations, but you were injured. It was obvious you were injured. How
Mhm.
do you kind of manage all of this, mileage throughout the year, throughout a track season? How do you deal with that?
Well, basically like around cross country season, which is like August to like November, I focused on running like longer, and we do like some speed workouts, but I mainly focused on like building up my endurance so I can like just like have a lot of endurance to our races. But then like when it comes to like track season, I do both. Like I do like every other day. Like one day I'll do like distance practice and one day I'll do sprints. And then I also like work on blocks and stuff, just like in some drills so I can get faster like at sprinting.
It seems like that seems like a lot. I
It
mean,
is.
I'm just thinking of bounce back and forth between distance and sprint practice. That's what's been your best time in the 400?
55, like 3.
Doing a wide range of practices throughout the week. How do you stay motivated, right? You know, being so diverse in what you're able to run, it comes with clearly a lot of practice and expectation. So how do you stay motivated from going from distance practice, sprint practice, and
So usually like my teammates, like they're really positive, especially like my little sprint training group, like they always like are just so uplifting. So I just stay motivated like through encouragement.
Well, and speaking of that, you're running a 55 quarter. It's not too many women that are running with you. Um,
not at all,
so are you
not
like,
at all.
do you do like practice with the guys sprinter sometimes?
No, I have like this one teammate, her name's Chloe, and she's really good at the 200 and stuff like that. So like we usually train like sprint together.
Hmm.
Okay. And you guys have another pretty good hybrid athlete over there with
Hmm.
Mason
Hmm.
Yeah.
Smith on the boys side. So
Hmm.
I was wondering, like, because I would consider you guys like outside of the box talent, you
Yeah.
know. And so
Hmm.
because of that, I wonder like how is that like getting along with everybody else on the team? I mean, I think you have a bonus because you have a sister who's already on the team, but how has that been received? Um, like what's that? Is there any certain type of pressure that comes along with that? And if it is, how do you deal with it?
I mean, usually, yeah, they do expect me to always win, but like they're also like really encouraging. Like if I don't win, like they still like tell me like I did a good job and like they know I always tried my best. So they're like super sweet about it and nice. So they're really still encouraging too.
What's been your biggest, memory thus far with track?
Definitely winning Nike Nationals because like not only was it like really fun that like all of our hard work paid off, we also like being in New York is really fun. So we got to do like go to like a bunch of fun restaurants and do a bunch of fun things over there and go shopping.
I'm curious now. You've had that tremendous victory with Nike, right?
Hmm.
How do you handle like other setbacks and disappointments?
Um, well, basically, like I take some time to like let like to like feel sorry for myself, like maybe like a couple days, and then like after that, like I keep on training harder. Like I work on like different drills or like strength training exercises to get like stronger. So hopefully the same setbacks like don't happen again. And I also like just work on like mentally being like just like trying to be more positive so I can make myself mentally tough. So like it doesn't like my setbacks like don't weigh me back too much.
Okay. Well, the follow up to that is how do you do that in the meet? So say you have a great 4x8, terrible four, but you have to run the 4x4. Now what? You don't have a couple days.
Um, I just try like I usually like read Bible verses. That usually helps me stay positive or I pray. So usually I just do stuff like that and or my teammates encourage me and make me happy again. So I start to feel better and then just get ready to run.
Not that I'm trying to ask all the questions. How did that recover? What was your injury at state? And then how did the recovery process come along with that?
Um, so it was like a stress reaction in my like somewhere like in the bottom of my foot. And for like recovery, like I was pretty sad for like a whole month. But I have like I see this guy named John Grant. He's not like a personal trainer, like he's like higher than a personal trainer, but like something like that. And then like he recommended me to this doctor, like for sports medicine. And then I went in like a boot for like 3 weeks maybe. And he gave me some exercises to do, and we had like weekly appointments. So we just worked on like my strength and stuff just for me to like get better.
Okay. And so far so good when it comes to cross country. You haven't had any issues.
Yep, it's been going good.
Good. Good.
What values do you think are most important to an athlete? You talk about how your teammates they encourage you whether you have a good day or a bad day, and for yourself to get prepared mentally. You pray, you read Bible verses, you have your sister to encourage you. So, what are some values you feel like a amazing athlete in track and field should have?
Definitely like someone who's positive because I feel like the mental side is like that's like the part that matters because like in a race I feel like mentally that's like the hardest part. And then also someone who's like diligent, like they work hard, they pay attention to details because I feel like the small details really add up in a race. Like when I'm tired, like when I focus on the small details, I usually do better and like keeping my form.
How has being a track athlete shaped your character, like who you are? When people see Anissa, this is what they say.
It's just made me like be like a really hard worker like at everything I do, like even like when it comes to school or like extracurriculars I participate in, like I don't know, I just work at it with like all my heart because like I want to be the best at everything I do.
Now, in wanting to be the best, how do you balance that out, academics with athletics? What's that time management like? Especially
Well,
being you had a lot on you because you ran cross country as a freshman.
yeah.
So, and then this long track season, how did you manage that to make sure you stayed on top of at your academics?
So like I have a planner where I write down like all my assignments in, and then like after school we'd have practice for like about 2 hours, and then like after that I would get like started right on my homework, and then like sometimes when I do my homework, like when it gets closer to the time I go to bed, I would stretch or about like these recovery legs. So like I would study while using those, and basically I always put school over athletics, so because I think that's more important to me.
Oh, it's truly more important.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Absolutely.
just to you. It's to it should be to
Yeah.
everyone because at some point, I mean, you've already experienced it. You've had an injury.
Yeah.
So you
Hmm.
know that that can end, but academic
Yeah.
nobody can take that from you. And then on
Yeah.
top of that, it sounds like you're a pretty sharp student, and I would stay on that path because
Yes.
it opens up far more opportunities for you
Yep.
than just running well.
I
So
definitely will.
yeah, so that is, that gives you more options to choose, right?
Hmm.
And that's what you want.
Absolutely.
You want to be able to do the one choosing rather than trying to see who's going to choose you.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Anissa, how you talk about your sister, in what ways have your parents been involved in your athletic journey?
So my parents are always like pushing me to get better. They're telling me like they usually record my races and like give me feedback when we read watch them together and we like point out things like I could have done better. My dad's also really into running, so he always sends me drills and he helps me do like all these new drills he finds and helps me like lift weights too.
That's that's great to have a village and to have. Did your parents run track as well?
My mom ran track in high school.
Now, you sound like you have a pretty good team around you, for one.
Mhm.
For two, what do you, and with that, you have that support system. So, in your mind, what separates like good athletes from great athletes?
I just think great athletes are just way more disciplined. Like instead of like a good athlete would just go through the motion, like and just accept like, oh yeah, I'm doing good. But great athletes are like very like there's so much more discipline and they pay attention to detail like really closely so they can like work on the things that are actually gonna get them better.
With you, do you have like a strict um sleep routine?
I don't think so. Not as well as I should. Like I try to go to bed by 10 every night because I get up at like 6. So I try and get as much sleep as I can while getting all my homework done.
Okay.
Do you have a pre-competition routine that is like a ritual, or do you eat a specific thing or listen to a certain playlist?
Well, it kind of depends because for track, it's like our meets are usually on the weekdays, so like I can't do too much. Like usually I just listen to like I start to pump up music and start playing that.
Mhm,
And then I always eat a bagel before my race. And I like no certain routine though.
mhm.
Why bagel? I'm curious.
I was gonna say, is it plain or
It's a plain bagel with toasted with butter. And I just
okay?
love bagels. And I'm obsessed with butter.
Oh, well, there's nothing wrong with that. Um, thus far, what's like the most valuable piece of advice you've gotten from a coach?
I
Maybe even a teammate or an older teammate or somebody else.
I don't know if it's like advice. or like advice or encouragement, but like definitely them like telling me they believe in me, like even when I'm like really down on myself. Like something about that just makes me like, I don't know, it just makes me run for like like something bigger than me. So I just like when they tell me that.
So you're like one of the fastest people in the 400 in the state. What would make you doubt you?
Mm,
I don't know. Like I just get super nervous before my races. Like even if I know like I'm good, it's just like I don't know. Like I just get really nervous.
mhm.
Well,
So how,
nerves are there to help you, you know.
right,
It's
to
like but the
react?
butterflies help you fly.
Yes.
Hmm.
So they're supposed to be there. So it's okay.
So
Yeah.
then, so then with you being nervous, like Coach Ware said, you are one of the fastest females in the state in high school. So how do you view your competitors then? Are you super nervous? Like, are you like, oh my gosh, there's so and so in the race? Like, how do you view the people that you compete against, either whether it's your first time or somebody you heard of, or
Mhm.
oh, is everybody looking at you? How do you
I just
navigate?
view all of them as good because you never know who can come out and just have a great race. So
That's a
yeah, that's
very humble mindset to have, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, with that, how do you balance out like I know you talked about the relay, and then again you do have like probably the fastest time in the 400 in the state. So how do you balance out team goals and your individual goals? Where does that like lie for you in terms of the spectrum?
Well, usually like my team goals is like to score as many points as I can for my team, which also like my goal is to like improve. And usually when I improve, I usually win. So I guess they all kind of fall into place.
Okay, that works. It's all an overlapping situation.
Yeah.
How do you feel your experiences as a track athlete um, will benefit you on whatever career path, a few years from now, you'll be off going to college. How do you feel like the transferable skills for your career path?
I just feel like it will teach me how to be like a super hard worker because like and continue to be a hard worker because like through track I work really hard and it'll just teach me like in school and like whatever I decide to do with my life like just to work hard and like never give up.
Where do you want to take track, and where do you want track to take you?
Mhm.
Um, well, I definitely want to run in college. Maybe go to the Olympics. That'd be cool. And or if not, if I don't go to the Olympics, I want to be like an orthopedic doctor. So definitely do something with like sports medicine.
So we talked about earlier your consistencies and how hard you work, how you balance your academics with track and field. What do you feel, if at all, you've had to sacrifice um, to keep that balance with your academics and with track?
Definitely hanging out with my friends, which is kind of sad because like during track season, like I hardly get to hang out with them because like we just have so many meets during the week and then I have like a lot of homework and stuff. So that's kind of sad, but like in the summer I try and like suck up all that time.
That's great. And do you feel like your friends understand, how hard you work, and does that help you even more with motivation? So, hey, successful season and get to hang with my friends in the summer and get that balance of that.
Yes, they definitely do. They're always like encouraging me and telling me good job. Like they don't mind.
Good. I'm sure they're your number one fans.
Yes, they are.
Well, Anissa, if you had to give a piece of advice to someone who was coming in, maybe coming in as a freshman this year, what would you want to share with them? What would you want them to know about transition from middle school to high school?
I would just say pay attention to detail because I feel like the little things are like what makes you a good athlete. And I feel like those really help you during your race. Like the little things like that other people don't do are the things that are going to make you better.
I'm
Well,
excited to see you this season for
I
sure.
know.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you joining us. I know it was
Well,
all
thank you
like
so much.